Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Real Wisdom Artificial Intelligence. So, today is March 5th. Let's go ahead get started for today. Today's dose of Rashmi is unconscious intelligence. Let's our past determine how you experience the present moment. Wisdom. Wisdom, on the other hand, is the realization that only way to experience life fully is by being the master of your memories and letting the memories serve you in the present moment, not letting the memories determine how you experience the present moment itself. So I had to really focus on this one. Draw the distinction where I've talked about this in the series in the past about truly intelligent mind being free from the influence of memories and not being deluded by imagination, and how I have drawn the distinction between a truly intelligent mind from that perspective and what artificial intelligence does. And I've gotten some well-intentioned pushback from other people as well as my AI collaborators that memory does serve an important function in our overall life and growth. So I agree with that. I'm not saying in this series that do not really have any memories. Memories or experiences that we accumulate over our life are important. And that is the difference between the layer 1 and layer 2 of the Rashmi identity hierarchy. Layer 1 is equivalent to the fixed mindset. Layer 2, or growth mindset, is all about constantly learning. You do not repeat the same mistake twice, but you make mistakes, you learn from those mistakes, and you adapt. So that is why, as I came up with today's dose of Rashmi, I had to be a little careful in the wording, and that's why you noticed me reading through the wording, because I wanted to be very clear with that distinction. I am not saying that just be completely free of the memories. Memories have no value at all. Memories have a value, but don't let the memories run your present moment. And from that perspective, now coming to the demonstration of the three-layered Rashmi identity hierarchy in the context of today's dose of Rashmi. So layer 1 fixed mindset is approaching everything completely based on memories. We assume whatever we know, and that those are our limitations, and we approach every present moment completely run by our memories. Whatever skill set we have already accumulated, that determines what we are, and that determines our limitations. Layer 2, or growth mindset, is all about being fixed on a future goal, and we are approaching the present moment with full attention to that goal. And if you're operating from layer 2 growth mindset, you will not make the same mistake twice. So you'll keep learning from mistakes and you'll keep enhancing your memory so that the goal that you have, you keep intense focus towards that, and in every present moment you are automatically selecting the path towards that goal. And nothing wrong with that. That's a great way of operating, and that has made almost every successful entrepreneur out there. It has created massive valuation for people. However, this is where, in the age of AI, I've made the point that we need to operate at growth mindset plus plus, where we should operate with growth mindset. However, we need to be fully present in the present moment, where we don't let the memories run us. We use the memories. And in addition, while yes, absolutely set the goals, set the objectives, however, don't be completely fixated on that. Be present, and in the present moment, make the best choice that you can make only through presence and awareness. And to now dig a little deeper in the context of real wisdom, artificial intelligence about this. So if you think about when you set a goal, how do you make the best possible choice in the present moment? Right now, you make that choice based on whatever you accumulated in terms of memories. Predominantly, it's the mind and intellect level memories that you have, which help you make the best possible choice in the present moment. This is where, as I have said many times in this series, AI is a wonderful ally, because AI can help you do pattern matching across the memories of the entire digital realm and help you get that information where you can make the best decision in the present moment. And then out of presence and awareness, you can make the best possible decision. And you can look at my own example that I shared about my travel experience and how I navigated that disruption. I used the pattern matching capabilities of AI. I used my own memories of how I've done such trips in the past, and that yes, the airports where the transit hotel facilities that exist, so I can break the journey. So I did use the memories. I used my memories. I also used AI as a powerful ally to do the pattern matching of the collective digital data out there. And based on that, through presence and awareness, I made the best possible choice that only I could make, given me being aware of my constraints and my objectives. That is what you can get by being at layer 3 and operating at the Rashmi level intellect. Another interesting point related to this. So yesterday, one of my connections on LinkedIn, Goldie Carr, shared a post about multiverse, where the main point was, so multiverse is a plethora of possibilities of various possible scenarios. They all exist out there. What becomes real for us is based on the choices and intentions that we set. And to underscore the point in this post, the person who was talking about this concept drew a very powerful analogy. Think about the radios that you have in your room or even the television. When you tune into a particular channel, that's what you start watching or listening to. However, before you've done that tuning, what exists in your living room? Is it only that particular channel or something more? The radio stations or the TV stations are eventually just some digital information encoded in waves. They all exist in each of our living rooms. What becomes real for us that we start tuning into and watching or listening is the act of tuning the selector on the radio or the television to the particular channel. Similarly, our resonance frequency, whatever we vibrate at and resonate with, is the tuning mechanism for what future we will inhabit. And that is the analogy that was drawn. All of these multiverse possibilities of various futures that have nothing to do with your past memories, honestly, they all exist. And what future you will inhabit totally depends on what decision you make in the present moment. That is why the present moment is the only reality you ever live. And the decision and the choices and the intentions that you make in the present moment will determine what is the next present moment you will inhabit. It is like that tuning mechanism, and that is why Tesla and even others have eventually come to the conclusion that if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, it's all about energy, frequency, and vibration. Thank you.